All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Zoom session with Gen X. Right. So my name's Leslie, and today I will be talking about mindset and attitude. All right. So first thing, of course, having a mindset to do business is not the mindset to be successful. That's not the first thing. That's part of it. That's one of the, I guess, the stepping stones you want to get to, right? So the first thing is actually the will to change, right? So not a lot of people like doing business. They have their own ways. They have their own thoughts, and they're not willing to take, I guess, suggestions or opinions from other people, from let's say even more successful people. They're not willing to learn. They're not willing to go online and look up stuff and improve themselves even more. And they ask themselves, why am I not doing so well? But so there's one thing. So of course, nothing is possible if you're not willing to change, and it also always starts with you. All right. So no one can actually change you, but you yourself. So if you never change, all right, so no one can change you. So the only way to change, of course, is to take opinions, and with that opinion, change with whatever I guess with your own flow, right? So even if let's say I'm telling you now, right, and for most of the people out there, right, I might just be too young for them, and maybe they don't want to listen to me, right? So this is only, of course, it's my opinion. If you don't want to listen, that's fine. So today, that's why I'm here, trying to get my opinions out and see if you know help you guys out. All right. So next thing, most important, is habits. All right. So habits is to let's say it's part of the road to building to success. It's not motivate. Of course, it's not only motivation that keeps you going. A good habit actually is the most important thing. All right. That's also only a part of it, of course. And of course, building good habits take slow steps, take small steps. Right. So no one says that you can do it all in one day, or you will change all at once. Right. Taking small steps is very important. So if you look online, it actually takes around 21 days for an average person to change their habits. Of course, bad habits is the easiest. A few days you can go into bad habit. So good habits is the first stepping stone, and also the will to change. All right. So of course, when you do it, no excuses. All right, just do it. Right. So for example, if you were to, let's say you want to jog every morning, that's one of your goals. All right. So you must have the will to change. All right. The will to change meaning that you will have to start waking up every morning. Like waking up earlier and earlier, and then maybe jog just in a small area. So around maybe your neighborhood, or maybe just in the park or in the morning. All right. And eventually, right, you'll get into a habit, and it just becomes natural. You'll run further and further. Another example would be cooking. So you start cooking small recipes, you start just mixing up stuff, right? And you start from there. All right. So let's say you're someone that likes to fix your house. Your house is falling apart, like furniture is falling apart, and you don't want to buy new furniture. Small step would be just start fixing I guess the chairs, and then eventually move into a bigger project like painting the room. Just starting from small steps, and then eventually within the 121 days, you'll get there, and then it'll just become natural to you. It just feels really easy. It's like a job, basically. So when you start with your job, obviously the first thing you do, you actually don't know what you're doing. So you just keep doing it, and eventually you'll get better at it, and then everything just becomes very natural. Let's say 2 weeks, two to 3 weeks, right? So everyone's been into a job, 9 to 5 job, or even like a small job, a part-time job like Tim Hortons. All right. So the first time, you don't have to pour a coffee, you don't have to mix a coffee. What's a double? No one knows, right? So as you go on, you get used to it. All right. So that's habits. All right. Building good habits is a very important thing. All right. So for me, example. So if you knew me like a few, I guess during high school, I never actually was a person to talk this much. All right. So I was a very shy person. I just want to stay home, play games all day, and that's it. right? So the only way I talk with people is just by typing. I would actually never would have imagined myself in front of like so many people and talking like this, right? Especially in front of a camera. Right? How I got to this is, of course, the will to change. All right. So during my, I guess everyone will have this, the first breakup. All right. So, all that sad times, you're like sobbing in the corner at home, right? So during my first breakup, I realized that maybe, it's not me, it's not her, right? It's no one's fault during a breakup. So it's usually both people's problems, right? So during back then, I was really sad. I was locked myself home and then kept looking online, seeing what's wrong, how to get over this pain and all that stuff. So during one of the things I read on a forum is that they told me to, the good thing, a very good thing is to try to do something and just get over that emotion. All right. So that's one thing. So the will to change. So, and then the other thing is to keep your mind off that problem by going out to try stuff. All right. And the third thing is, of course, building a habit and then working hard. Obviously, you don't want to keep thinking about that problem, right? So that's my first milestone to, I guess, changing. All right. So habits, however, habits, it was never, I guess, I was a lazy person. I played a lot of video games at home. So after that time, what happened was I would go out more, started to go out more, just interact with my friends again, starting to do other stuff, and my habits changed. I started playing less video games, I started eating healthier, I started being more active. So I'm actually a more sporty person now. So if I'd never changed, I would always be stuck in that time where all the pain and problems are still enveloping me. So, and then I wouldn't be talking this much. And the other change was I actually joined Idol. When it was just idol pageants, right? Not idol pageants. Those idol contests. All right. So that's not me at all. That was never me. So I tried that out, and then believe me, being on stage is actually pretty frightening. But somehow I got over it, and I just kept pushing myself. Just do it. Just do it. All right. So that brings me to the next topic. So try things. All right. So after you're willing to change. And next thing is you build a good habit. The next thing is to try things. All right, so that's where I am at right now. So I tried many different jobs. So before, I would never imagine myself being a sales. So my first job was Future Shop. And that's where I learned to talk to people and interact with people more. And then after that, of course, it was all sales jobs from there until now I'm working at Costco, or was working at Costco. So, all right. And so just try things. All right. So I tried many different sports, especially snowboarding. Snowboarding, I actually got really into snowboarding after trying it. My friends like, oh, you got to try this. And then after the next season, I bought my snowboard and stuff, and I'm still snowboarding. And for those of you who do know me, I actually broke my arm snowboarding, but I'm still snowboarding regardless of the broken arm, because it's such an amazing sport. I feel so different. It's just very, I guess, life-changing experience, all right, when you're on the hills compared to just running or any other sports. All right, so let's try things. So if you have anything that's out there that, let's say, you always want to do, let's say, you're at work, always wanted to talk to that handsome guy or that beautiful lady, just go for it, right? What could go wrong, right? So the only thing is you'll make friends, and then maybe you'll even be together with her. All right, so let's say if you want to make a gigantic cake, try it, go for it, try it. Without failure, you'll never succeed. All right, so the next part is, of course, if you want to start a business, go for it, right? So there's many opportunities now, especially online business, right? So the internet's so big now, you can just do anything online, right? So the other thing is, of course, let's say you feel, for me, okay, this one would be try using skin products. All right, so this was more for me because if you knew it back then, actually I even have the acne here right now. So I had a lot of acne. My skin was really oily, despite that my ex-girlfriends and my mom kept telling me to use skin products. I never used it, so my face was full of pores, full of blackheads, full of acne. But since I actually started this business, it actually changed me. So I started using the skin product. My skin's better, so you can't really see the pores now of the even despite this light, right? So you can actually see some, but it's really bad. All right, so just go for it, try it, right? So if you want to skydive, go for it, try it. All right. So I want to actually show you, just do a little share screen. All right, and basically Google everything that entrepreneur quotes. So give me a second. Facebook. Okay, Google. And we're going to Google, I typed Google, entrepreneur quotes. I want to just emphasize on this. You see a lot of quotes going back, and if you don't try it, right, you'll never succeed, right? So without failure, you'll see. In order to succeed, your desire for success should be greater than your failure, right? So don't try. A lot of successful people, if you talk to them, they've had many like failures. So example, the person who built the CEO of Tesla. Well, anyways, Google that. So basically, what if you actually look at his biography, it's very interesting. So he's actually spent a lot of money. At one point, he actually almost went bankrupt. So what kept him going is just keep going, keep trying, and then one day it'll succeed. So I don't think back then Tesla was existed a long time ago. It's under another brand, and then now, of course, look at him. He's a big CEO, earning like almost billions of dollars, right? So here's another one. I'm convinced about half of what separates success entrepreneurs. Okay, let me stop. I'm convinced that about half of the separates success entrepreneurs from the non-successful one is the pure perseverance. So you do know that a lot of people do try to own a business, all right? So the thing is perseverance. Just keep trying, keep going. You'll never succeed if you don't fail, right? Another one is I want to show you. All right, so actually, famous. Right. So innovation distinguishes between leader and follower, right? So be an influencer if you want to be in this business, right? So basically, today I don't want to go too much because if I keep continuing, probably I just keep rambling on. So really, I'll continue on next Zoom. All right. So basically, today what we covered was for mindset and attitude is the will to change. All right. The will to change, creating good habits, and then try things. All right. So those are the main three things today before you go into the road of success, because mindset and attitude is very important in any business. All right. So for example, let's say if you're like, let's say in Jeunesse, like we are, right? So very important mindset is don't be afraid of people keep telling you no, right? No today might not be no tomorrow, right? So especially your friends, if they're really your friends, they wouldn't keep pushing you down. Those aren't real friends. So real friends will keep encouraging you to keep going. And of course, even if your family says no, keep going. Do what you believe. Do what you want to do, right? So if you look at YouTube back then wasn't that famous. Even a lot of YouTubers, right? They never imagined themselves being where they're at today. Just do what you want. Be successful. Try things, right? Don't be afraid of failure, all right? So if you put on like a lot of these quotes, a lot of things they say that like don't be afraid to basic failure. Without failure, there's no success. All right, so I'm going to end it today here. So not too long. So this basically just starting is to have a good habit, to have basically that mindset to change. All right, so I'm not going to go any further. So next time we'll talk more about how to be successful. And of course, my name is Leslie again. And thank you all for coming and listening to me. And take care.